In this video, I'm going to be going through the sine rule. So the sine rule works for non-right angle triangles when you have a matching pair of a side and an angle. And we use the sine rule to find missing sides or angles. So you are given the sine rule in the formula book. So you can see here, you have a over sine a. So the a is over the sine of the opposite angle. B over sine b. So you have the side b over the sine of the opposite angle. Then we have the side C over the sine of the opposite angle. So let's see how this looks in an actual question. So in this question, we have to find the value of x. And we can see we have a matching pair with the 48 degrees and the 22 being opposite each other. And then x then is opposite 81. Okay, so let's start off by just writing the sine rule. A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. Now you notice that I didn't write C over sine C. There's no need to do this because all you need to work out a question with the sine rule is one opposite pair, a side and an angle. So you'll only ever write A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. So we have x then is over the sine of 81 is equal to then 22 over the sine of 48. So now I'm going to bring the sine 81 over to the right, and remember, let's say we're solving linear equation and you had x over 2 is equal to 5. You'd bring the 2 across and you'd multiply by 2. So x would be equal to 5 times 2, which is 10. The same applies now with this. I'm bringing the sine 81 over to the right and I'm multiplying 22 over the sine 48 by sine 81. So x is equal to sine 81, all multiplied now by 22 over the sine 48. Okay, put this into your calculator now. And that is 29.239. And we'll round this now to 2 decimal places. So now x is equal to 29.24. Now, if you have a Casio calculator, you'll find that you will actually have to use another set of brackets. So with the sine 81 here, the calculator will give you one bracket like that. You'll have to close that bracket as well before you put it into the calculator. The same with the sine 48. The Casio will give you that first bracket, but you just need to close it as well. So put in those extra brackets if you have a Casio calculator. Okay, so this was finding a side. Now let's have a look at finding an angle. So here we have to find the value of x, which is an angle. So you can see over here on the right, we have our sine rule, but if you're ever finding an angle, it's easier to turn your formula upside down. So what we'll do is we'll turn it upside down. So then sine A over A is equal to the sine B over B. Okay, let's put in our values now. So we're looking for x, so it'll be sine of x over 6, and then sine 37 over 5. You can see here the 37 is opposite to 5 and x is opposite to 6. So now, like before, I'm bringing the 6 across now and multiplying by 6. So sine of x is equal to 6 times sine of 37 over 5. Remember, if you have a Casio calculator, there'll be those extra set of brackets there that you'll have to close. I think if you have a sharp calculator, there's no need for that. Okay, so let's put this into the calculator now. So sine x is equal to 0.722178. Now, we're finding x, and remember, if you're ever finding an angle with trigonometry, you need to use the inverse. So an inverse of sine of 0.72278 Now, putting this into the calculator, remember when it's an inverse, that's when you press the shift with the Casio calculators or the second function with the Sharp calculators. So if ever you're finding an angle, that's when you press those buttons. So putting this into the calculator, we get 46.234. And we're going to round this to 2 decimal places. So x10 is equal to 46.23 degrees. And that's it. Okay. What I want you to do now, if you try both these questions, so find x the side in the one on the left, and then x the angle in the one on the right, and then the solution will come up. So if you just pause the video and try that now. Okay, so if you try these, this is what you should have got. So for the one on the left, we should have got 15.84 to 2 decimal places, and on the right then, we should have got 34.58 to 2 decimal places. Okay, so that is the sine rule. Any questions, please leave in the comments. Thank you.